Hi, it's Mark from Orange Rocket. Hope you're well. This is a next video in the series where I'm starting to talk about KPIs and some of the information that's important when you look at managing a brand, whether it's your own or others on the Amazon marketplace. So one of the things that very often is overlooked when you look at the market as a whole is market share. So again, you see your sales go up, your sales go down, your conversion rates go up. If you start looking at trends, you'll notice that there's a certain amount of volatility. Now, sometimes that could be seasonal, but we do know that customer buying behaviour is very much influenced by time of year, by weather, by what's going on in politics, by what's going on in the economy, by a whole host of things that we have very limited control over. And so if you just look at sales as a metric for whether your performance of your brand is doing well, i.e. if your sales are going up and you gain 10% sales last month, then that's great. Well, in context of the market, that may or may not be good. So what we look at here is search query volume. So this is obviously from the search query performance tool that Amazon released last year, I think it was. And this is for the market. This is the number of searches that there are. So if this was, for example, for dog beds, which I often talk about, there were 1.5 million searches in this market for dog beds. If that was the top category that we're talking about. Now, interestingly, you see that the market shrunk in terms of queries by about 30%. So the red line, so the green is the number of queries, the red line is the trend in the queries, if you ignore the blue for the moment. And so the market shrunk by 30%, it then shrunk again by another 12%, it shrunk by 30%. Obviously 30% relative to this previous month, obviously not 30% from the beginning. And then it shrunk by 14%, and then it was up by, I think, 23%. Yeah, 23%. So you can see that the market was declining through the year. Now, this could well be, this could be a health-related product where it obviously peaks when people focus on their health in January, and then it gradually reduces during the early part of the year, and then as the summer months come, it starts to increase. Don't know. But then look at the blue line, which we map over the top, which is the brand impression share, which tries to, because obviously we can't look at the search query for a brand because there's no such thing, but we map over the top the impression share growth or decline for the brand. Now, obviously, there's not a one-for-one correlation. We're not exactly mapping the same thing, but brand impression share gives you an idea of how well the brand is doing against the market. And you can see that, obviously, the brand has increased by 38% impression share from January to February, so it's bucking the trend. It's increased by 5%, even though it's gone down, it's actually increased, if that makes sense. Despite the market going down, it has gone down, but not as much as the market. It's gone up, but not. It's bucking the trend here, and then it's gone up 47%. So that suggests that we're actually doing better than the market. And that, I think, is a really great way of judging whether our performance is outperforming the market, and whether in the long term we're set to do better than the market. Because if the market drops 10% and you drop 5%, then actually you've increased market share. If the market goes up 10% and you've gone up 5%, you say, wow, yeah, my sales have gone up 5%, this is great, but the market's gone up 10%, and therefore you potentially have lost market share. I hope that all makes sense. Thank you very much for listening. We always appreciate your time. Take care of yourself, and we will speak to you again soon. Thank you.